Good evening, welcome to tonight's live stream. Bit of a boo-boo this morning. I put it down for 7:30 a.m. rather than 7:30 p.m. But yep, I'm here tonight, 7:30. So, like I said, welcome to the stream. So tonight I'm going to be looking at the my TT diorama again. I've not done anything again this week. I spent this week working on my O gauge project. So I've been working on a container. So this is going to be a P&O container. It's had one coat of blue. It needs another coat. It's a bit patchy. It's not the best. So I need to get some more paint for that, to do that. I've also been working on my little cafe. So that's come together quite nicely now. This is looking quite smart. There's parts that need touching up with the black needs a bit touching up on the ends. Not perfect. It's come out quite glossy in places, so I maybe need to look at that because it should have been a matte paint. I don't know why it's come out glossy, but again, I'll go back and give it another coat. But that's looking quite smart. I'm quite pleased with that. The roof comes off. There you go. And then you got a wooden floor. So I've got to get some bits for it. So I'm going to get a kitchen units and table chairs. Make it into like a bit of a beachside cafe for the seafront on me O gauge layout. So on this one here, so the beach is going to go at this end. Obviously, there's the start of the station there. I'm going to tidy up. So that's what I've been working on that. I've also been working on my 7mm class 33. So that's works on that one. Just really give it some. Just finish the painting off. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Just messing around with that really. So let's crack on with the TT project. So I just changed the camera over so you can see what I'm doing. So there we go. So there's the where we're up to now with the build. So still nothing done there. Again, like I said, if anyone has any ideas, suggestions for or ideas to put behind the station, I've been trying to do for tipping guns. Yeah, so if you've got anyone got any ideas for what to do here, this piece here, just let me know, shout out, and yeah, I'm open to ideas. It could, like I said, it could be a grass bank, but until I do the pavement and the lights and get this fixed down, I can't really do a lot. To be fair, I could probably glue this one in place, but I need to have I need to do the wiring for this before I do any more. That's not too bad because it's quite thin, so I can drill through that and then go straight through into the baseboard at the same time. So that won't be an issue. But that's sort of strengthened that. I need to touch up the platforms again. They need a bit more of a tidy up, and the road surface needs tidy up again. But I need to get the pavement done as well. Still talking to myself, so I'll crack on. So I'm going to do some weathering now. I've got some Tamiya weathering powders. So I've got the soot. So I'm just going to add some dirt and some So all I'm doing really is adding some of the soot and the dust up above the obviously where the tracks are. That's going to do my head in, keep bouncing off there, isn't it? So just move it before I launch it out the room. So thanks for joining me. Pop in the comments who you are, so I know who you are. Say hello. Like I said, I'm just doing some weathering now. I'm just starting to add the soot above the chimney. Just give it to weather it back a bit, to a bit of dirt and grime. So the idea being this one here is the going that way, this line going this direction into the tunnel. This one is coming out. So I'm going to give it a bit more on this side than this side, but yes, I'm quite pleased with that. So looking quite smart. So I can take this off and then just do the same on the other side. Again, it's not going to be seen this side because it's so all I'm doing is working the dust in the direction of travel, so the smoke will be going up. So I'm working it from the bottom edge upwards. Like that. Again, it's not, the idea is to be quite subtle, but it's sort of thing that you see when you look. Yeah, so So again, try and keep it in the shot. And again, I want to do the same on the underside really. So again, where the I'm just trying to get some soot on the inside. So again, where the trains are travelling, going through, try to aim for direction of travel, but I'm going to streak it, replace it around a bit somewhat. Again, just so when you look through the bridge, the tunnel into the bridge, you'll see some sort of weathering and dirt and grime and so again, so you got so the idea is when you look through there, when you look through the tunnel to do that, you just got the hint of the dirt underneath. Again, what you can do is pick out got some white now, and I just run down there, just run down the inside. Running down inside there, just where you look at some chalk deposits where to run down off. So we've just got to show, look, it's got a bit of grime, bit of dust, bit of grime. Again, we get some different colours in. We've got some browns. So again, just I don't really work left-handed. Okay, just trying to tone it up, give some different colours, some tones into the brickwork. I can't really explain how I do this. It's just sort of a feeling. You look at it and you get a feel for where you need to add dirt and a bit of grime and some colours. And what I don't want to do is get it on the back scene, so I'm trying to, might be easier just take it off and just do there. So I'm just using Tamiya mud, light sand, Obviously, there's still got some of the black in there, the darker brown. I've got a bit of rust. Just to sort of take the cleanness away from the structure more than anything. How are we doing? You okay? Thanks for joining me. So, like I said, I'm just using Tamiya weathering powders. So it's these sets. I've got this set here, which is the sand, lightstone, and mud, and I've got this one, which is the soot, the snow, and the rust. But the soot's got a bit somehow. I don't know why it's just crumbled up to bits, but it still works. So I just wanted to do the same with this one. Just go on the top, just take like I said, a bit of the cleanness away. Again, a bit of rust on there just to so I've actually got some. I've got some of the I've got some downpipes somewhere to add. They're somewhere on the desk, so I think I need a second coat, to be fair. So I won't add those now. But it is a job I need to do. So go along the bottom edge. Just again, this might be filled in or covered up. I don't know. Yeah, still working out what I'm doing. Like I said, if anyone's got any suggestions or ideas for a bit behind the platform, yeah, shout out. And just trying to give it a bit of colour, sort of change, make it a bit dirty, give it a bit of a grimy look rather than just all clean. Thing is, with weathering, it's one of them jobs that you do, and you sort of look at it, and you know, it's trying to work out when to stop. You know, you can keep adding more and more stuff to it, and then all of a sudden you've gone too far. So it's finding a balance. And yeah, sometimes you need help. You need someone else to say, "I think you better stop there." So it's coming along. So I think I'm going to stop myself there now. For now, I'm going to leave it at that. I can always come back and do a bit more if I need to. So what I'm going to do is get this off here now, and we're going to look at the pavement again. Just move that out of the way. So I'm not really happy with that sort of stony colour. So I'm going to change to a Tamiya X20A, XF20, sorry. Might be a good idea to wash some of the black off my fingers before I end up getting it everywhere. Give me 2 seconds, I can just wash my hands. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Because I got black fingers, so I just knew I'd pick something up, and then next thing you know, you got black everywhere. So I've got X20, which I'm going to just go over the pavement, try and tidy up a bit. It's a bit more of a grayer, a grey, rather than that sort of. So you probably can't tell much of a difference, to be fair. So you can see when I'm using Tamiya paint, I tend to use the paint at the cap, so give it a good shake and then go with it that way, rather than going into the main. So all I'm really doing is giving it, just a bit of a tidy up. That's the one side done. Like I said, just to like I said, to give it just a really bit of a tidy up, and presentation looks a bit neater. What we're going to do next will make obviously the difference, because it's a bit uniform at the moment. It's all the same colour slabs, and so I'm going to braid that up in a moment. So there we go. There's the pavement. Just give it a sort of, like I said, a bit of a tidy up. Just go around down this edge here now. Just again, just to tidy it up a bit. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I need to see what I'm doing, to be fair. Again, just do the same on this side, just to run down the inside, just to tidy it up a bit. So, drop that in there, it's cleaning. So all I've done, like I said, is just went over it with the XF20. So originally it was the layer stone, but I wasn't quite happy with the colour, so I've gone for an XF20, which is a flat medium grey. So yeah, I mean, the airbrush should be empty. So all I'm going to do is float over with the air. Just help to dry that quicker. So I'm not even bothered that it's a bit sort of the colour's not perfect coverage all over, because I want some colour variation in the slabs anyway. I don't want them to be uniform. Yeah, so let that dry back a bit more, but that's the idea, is to get the basic colour. I've got picking up black from somewhere, don't know where. There's some of this somewhere, I've dropped some. So yeah, so that's starting to look a bit better. So what I could do while I'm waiting, I could give this end a sort of a tart up and a tidy up. So we normally use XF54 for that, which I think is that one up there. That's XF53. Looks like I'm out of XF54, so add that to my list for the shopping. Next time I go shops. So just yeah, so there's a few more people in the chat now. So good evening, welcome to the chat. What I've been up to so far is I've just been using Tamiya weathering powders just to add some soot marks to the underside inside the tunnel itself. So just like so it goes through. Just a bit of weathering, really, some more weathering around here, just adding a bit more to that, really, just to weather it back a bit. I've obviously work in small stages, in small sections, do a bit, stop, leave it, have a look. You can always add more. If it's easy to add more than it is to take away. So I tend to find it works better if you do small sections at a time, and do a bit, stop, look at it. If you like it, great. If you want to add more, you can add more as and when you need to. So just clean a couple of bushes, bush off. So the next thing I want to do now this should be dried back so right, is just change the colour of some of these stones and slabs. So we've done XF20, XF19, wasn't it? So we just used XF19, which is that one there for the pavement. So I've got some XF20 now, which is a slightly different colour. Well, that might have been XF20, so I'm going to use XF19. We'll soon find out if it goes on a different colour. Again, same sort of thing. Give it a good shake. This job's a bit of a pain in the backside to do, because all you're doing is going in and try and pick out individual slabs and sections. So maybe start with this one, which is a nice easy one. And it's not a massive difference in colour, but it's just enough, hopefully, that you can see. That one there. Try and pick out some individual slabs if I can. So again, you probably can't see, there is a slight variation in the colour. It's only like it's a shade difference, but the different, when I go over with a wash afterwards, hopefully all this, you'll see a difference in the tones of the slabs. So they're not all the same colour. If I lift it up to the camera, there you can just see the difference in the colours. Like, it's very, very subtle, but it's a sort of, the subtle colours, the difference is just that sort of jump out to you, really. It doesn't have to hit you like a ton of bricks. I'm not talking very much because I'm trying to concentrate on painting individual slabs. So I hope I'm not boring you too much. Like I said, if you are on the stream, if you want to join in the chat and ask any questions or go for it. Like I said, I'm looking for ideas, still inspiration for the bit behind the platform that will be there. So if anyone's got any ideas, suggestions what to do other than a grass bank, which I've sort of thought of, a car park I could do, but then I don't want to go spending too much money on loads and loads of vehicles. I'm going to need some vehicles. I'm going to need a vehicle for the road, but you can end up spending, quite. The more you start vehicles you add, the more it starts costing lots of money, which I'm trying to avoid if I can help. So, yeah, starting to add a few colours. It's really hard to pick up on the camera. You can just about see a few, I think, but they're not really jumping out. So I'm going to just throw in a different colour now. So I've got some XF53, which is a slightly darker grey. So what I do now, I'm not going to bother messing around and cleaning the brush, just pick it up off the top of the cap. Now if I add this colour now, hopefully you'll see this will be a bit more obvious of the difference in the colour. I am planning on doing a proper update this week on the O gauge, so hopefully I'll have a video out possibly Wednesday or Thursday this week of what I've been up to and how that's going. I'll try and do a how-to on how I did the little cafe which I'm working on. I'm not looking for perfect slabs really. You obviously want to be within the lines as much as possible, but if you're slightly over the line, by the time you've added a wash to whether panel line wash to get between the pavement slabs, it sort of it tidies it up really. Because it's going to be enamel wash, I don't really want to mess around with doing enamels until this is fully dry. So that'll probably be one for next week, next week's video. And again, I'll probably give it another matte coat before I go into doing that. So hopefully it's starting to jump. You can see what I'm doing now a bit more because I'm using a slightly darker grey. But that is just to pick out a few slabs, different tones, different colours. And again, this is like weathering with this job. It's knowing when to flinch and when to stop. When you think, once how many slabs you need to have in different colours. You don't have to do every single slab, but it's knowing when you've painted enough to give it the right effect, the right sort of look. So when you add the wash, you've got a variation. You're not just got a standard. They don't look standard. They look different. They look almost like a random look almost. You try not to make them look. You don't want it to look like it's been done deliberately. So it's. Which is it's easy to do when you've got a pattern and you're using a pattern. It's quite simple to do because you just repeat the same pattern all the time. But when you try and do something random, you've got to almost do it without thinking, like it's without looking like you're thinking. But you've got to think, because otherwise, if you don't think and it doesn't look. If you're not careful, it doesn't look random at all. So it's a balance. So maybe keep that finish with that one now. It's a case of looking to see what greys I've got now and see what I've not used. So another one XF66 up there, so that might work. '87. I've got 82, so I've got a few more colours there. So just add them to the mix. Quick swig. So I'm just going with XF66 next. So again, just doing the same, give it a good shake. This is a great little tool. It's a Tamiya paint bottle opener. It's Mr. Hobby, but it works with Tamiya paints. But sometimes if you can't get the lid off, it just gives you a bit more leverage. There you go. So we've got a slightly different colour grey again. So again, just pick the paint off the top, and again, just go for it. Again, slightly different shade of grey to the last one we used. Like I say, if anyone wants to join the chat and get involved with the conversation, ask questions, just dive in, join, get involved, have a chat, and rather than me talking to myself. So actually, I'm just at the moment, I'm just picking out different colour slabs, adding a bit of colour variation in the slabs, and so when I do the wash, it just breaks it up a bit, the pavement, so it doesn't look sort of uniformed. It doesn't look like it's this is one of the jobs that you think, you end up losing the will to live, but when it's finished, it makes such a difference. Yeah, that's what I want there. So that was XF66. This is XF82, which is again slightly different shade. It's a bit darker, so I probably won't go too mad with this one. So good evening, welcome to everyone who's just joined. Thanks for joining the stream. Just been painting some slabs, so just give it a general coat of paint. Then I've going out with different shades of grey just to pick out the odd individual slab. So I've used Autoria paint, so XF19, XF20, XF53, XF66, and currently using XF82. So just trying to give it a really random look rather than probably do a couple more, and then I think that'll be it then. I don't think I'm going to do any more with this colour. It's a bit too dark compared to the other colours that we've used. So again, just clean that up. And the 87 is even darker, so I think I'm going to give that a miss. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. Like I said, just give it a chance to dry back. So again, just whack the airbrush over it. So again, I'm going to go back to the asphalt paint there. So it's MIG paint, and again I'm going to just go over the road surface with the stippling effect again, just to give it sort of a random sort of tarmac look. I know tarmac is in black. So let's get some of the again, the plan is once I've done this, hi Ian, how you doing? So the plan is to give this a second coat, and once I've done the second coat and that second coat's dry, I can then do some dry brushing, different shades, different colours, different textures. Because the paint will have texture in, it should dry brush then. But again, I'm not trying to do I don't want to put brush strokes in, so I don't want to get lines. I don't know if anyone's watched Scout Model City. We did a really interesting video that put out earlier in the week about roads and about different road sizes and different obviously aimed at double O, but the idea is sort of a how-to on the Railway Modelers site. So if you are a member of the Railway Modelers, obviously go along and check that out. And the fitness is standard A road, motorway, and actually how big a space you need on your layout, to put these sort of roads on. Motorway, three lanes, and obviously takes up quite a lot of space on a layout. But it's an essential part of travel nowadays. So it's something that a lot of people don't represent on a layout, but it is something you see a lot of. If you live in especially if you live in a city or a major city in this country. If you're modelling sort of Devon or Cornwall, I don't suspect you'd have. Well, there's no motorways in other than the M5, which sort of finishes Exeter way. There's no motorways in that part of the world, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're modelling sort of the Midlands or M6 corridor, so West Coast Main Line, a lot of the time you see the M6 running pretty much parallel to the railway, so it's a big part of your layout if you're modelling that sort of area. So yeah, just giving this a bit of a tart up and a tidy up. It's a second coat. This isn't the cheapest paint in the world, but if you use it properly and you don't need to whack massive thick coats of paint on. So I'll just pick up a bit of water on the brush, and then just dab away. How are we doing, Craig? You alright? So again, there you go. That's just to give it a second coat. Again, let it dry back, see what it looks like. If we need to add a bit more paint, we can add a bit more paint. Like I said, the main thing is I'm just trying to stipple the texture on, get the basic colour right, but its main thing is just adding some texture to the surface, so it's not a flat surface. So again should dry back more of a natural colour. So like I said, we've done the shot on the bridge, give the pavement a bit of colour, a bit of texture, and then done the road. And again, I can just use the airbrush to dry it back somewhat. There you go. So that's that. So ideally, there's probably not a lot more I can do tonight, other than put it back together again. So I'm now waiting for stuff to dry. So let's move that out of the way. That's going to go there. That's going to go in there like that. Again, I've still done nothing more with the station building. I've still not ordered the lights, so I think I'm going to go with the kites. Kites lights, I think. So again, I'm just going to find the right ones. They're not going to be to scale, but hopefully, if I get the get some small 00 ones, they might work with it. Okay, to be fair. Then again, just add the coach back. There we go. So there's the Mark 1 coach. So yeah, it's starting to come together. So the plan next week will be carry on working on the platform surfaces. I might have to do some more with this on the live, but it might be a case of do off scene and then obviously paint. That's going to be painted at some point. So let this dry, tidy up the obviously do the wash over the pavement. And like I said, it's coming together slowly. I don't think there's a great rush to get this done. So there you go. But the main thing, like I said, what I've got to work on is what I'm going to do this part here. Like I said, it could be a grass bank. So that's one idea I could do. I don't know. I'm still, jury's definitely out on that one. Like I said, it could be a car park. Obviously, at some point there'll be a footbridge going from joining the two platforms. The only thing with that is I'd have to make this platform wider. The idea is to give the impression of a bigger station, bigger. So that sort of width on both sides with a building on this side, which just sort of hint, it's trying to do what you can in a small area to show what you can do. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week and we'll get a bit more on the done on the project. So see you all next week.